There's more to looking after your voice than meets the eye, isn't there? Don't you think? We've spent the last couple of days talking about how to look after your voice in winter time, particularly if winter coincides with the holiday season in your neck of the woods, wherever you are, whatever hemisphere you're in, because of course it could be winter in the northern hemisphere, which coincides with Christmas and New Year. Not so much in the southern hemisphere, of course, which is why tomorrow we're going to be looking at looking after your voice in the summer season as well. So we've got a whole stack of hints and tips to look after your voice in winter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 have been over the last couple of 3 days. Today we wind up with episodes or top tips 8 and 9. So here we go. Number 8, let your mic do the work. If you're on stage in a show, MCing an event, turning on Christmas lights, remember the difference between volume and energy. Remember kind of gives the impression I've talked about this before, and you know what, I have, back in episode 323, so go back and listen to that if you want more tips and advice and thoughts about what the difference is between volume and energy. You've got a mic for a reason, to make yourself louder, so there's usually no need to shout in it and hurt your voice. If you do, you start a bit of a spiral effect, because the people on the mics, on the channels, on the faders, on the sound team, at the desk at the back of the auditorium or elsewhere in the crowd if you're outside, the sound team, if you shout, will simply turn down the level on your channel so your voice doesn't distort over the loudspeakers, and you end up having to shout even more. And that, of course, will lead you to straining your voice and doing it harm. Remember, volume is not the same as energy or excitement. Loudness can come from the levels on the mixing desk. Energy comes from, well, all sorts of things we've looked at before. Your resonance, your pitch, your prosody, some of which comes from your knowledge and your confidence, and of course how you breathe. And if I gave you the episode numbers for every time I've talked about how you breathe, we'd be here till tomorrow. Okay, here is top tip number 9. Look after yourself. I love you dearly, more than life itself. Almost. So look after yourself. I need all the listeners I can get. No, but seriously, the basics as always, especially in the hurried and harried holiday season. Hydrate, mate. Balancing a festive tipple or pint with water, juice or cordial. Alcohol with a water chaser, if you like. A balanced diet. Skeletal and articulator warm-ups and cool-downs to dispel any tension. Whether you are a merry gentleman or a lady, dear God, rest. Do you like what I did there? Pushing through because the show must go on, or taking lozenges, pastilles or sprays which numb your throat and so mask any pain and lead you to think you're actually okay, may cause serious damage. And remember, nothing you eat or drink, suck or munch, chomp or chew, swallow or scoff, ingest or ingurgitate, gobble up or bolt down goes anywhere near your vocal folds. Never skip your warm-up exercises. Focus a lot on your good vocal technique. Avoid any strain or tension. Listen to your body and don't perform if it hurts, so you don't cause any more harm and so you recover as quickly as possible. Oh, and listen back to episode 776 entitled Help! I'm Getting a Cold. Okay. Tomorrow, our next episode, pollens and blossoms, summer allergies, and your voice, as Get a Better Broadcast podcast and Voice Over Voice continues. Where are we? I'll tell you. London. What's my name? I'll tell you. Peter Stewart.